Hello and welcome to 141 News. Our top story this morning, volcanologists from Washington, USA say that Mount Saint Helens is expected to erupt soon, after seeing some early warning signs. This will be the first time it has erupted in 45 years, the last being in 1980, which killed 57 people. Today, we'll start off with how the scientists were able to predict this eruption. For the last couple of months, we have found evidence that Mount Saint Helens will erupt while monitoring it. Using a seismometer, we were able to see the increased seismic activity, meaning increased motion in the ground. This was our first clue. We also had spectrometers set up to measure gas emissions from the volcano. By monitoring the shifts in gas levels of sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, we were then able to confirm that the volcano was nearing an eruption. Now that we know that it will erupt, it is important to know how this will impact the surrounding environment and the climate. This eruption will affect the four spheres of the Earth: the biosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere. The biosphere includes all life in the surrounding environment. An eruption can kill many species with lava, ash, and toxic gases, leaving surviving plants and animals with destroyed habitats. This loss of habitat and life is a short-term effect. The lithosphere changes due to volcanic eruption. When lava is spewed out, cools, and solidifies, it forms new crusts and landforms like mountains, calderas, and lava plateaus. These new landforms become the long-lasting impacts of an eruption. The atmosphere will also be affected. It will release ash, gases, and tiny particles into the atmosphere. Sulfur dioxide can form aerosols that reflect sunlight, cooling the atmosphere. However, this will only be a temporary effect. This also causes acid rain, which is a short-term effect of this. Carbon dioxide is also released, contributing to global warming in the long term. Last but not least, the hydrosphere, which includes all of Earth's water. Volcanic eruptions can trigger lahars that cover valleys and lakes. Additionally, volcanic ash and other materials spewed out can alter the composition and physical shape of nearby waterways and oceans. Now that we know what long-term and short-term effects of this eruption that we can expect, I'm curious to see how these volcanoes can form. I'll hand this back to our volcanologist to explain. There are two types of volcanoes: stratovolcanoes, like Mount Saint Helens, and shield volcanoes. Stratovolcanoes are steep, with cone-shaped sides built from alternating layers of ash and lava. Eruptions from these are infrequent but explosive, with viscous gas-rich magma. The second type of volcano, shield volcanoes, have frequent eruptions with runny lava, often found at divergent plate boundaries or hotspots. Due to this, it is broad and have gently sloping sides, formed by thin layers of cooled lava. There are three types of plate boundaries: convergent, divergent, and transform. Convergent boundaries occur when two plates are moving towards each other. If they have the same density, they crumple upward, forming mountains. If not, the denser one subducts, forming a subduction zone, and can form a stratovolcano. Next are divergent plate boundaries. This is when two plates move away from each other, leaving a gap between two plates where shield volcanoes can form. Finally are transform plate boundaries. Here, the plates slide and grind past each other without going up and down. Due to this, the boundary does not create volcanoes. As stated previously, volcanoes are formed at plate boundaries and hotspots. However, we will focus solely on the boundaries. Stratovolcanoes are formed at convergent boundaries between a continental plate and oceanic plate. When the denser plate subducts underneath, it melts, and plumes of this melted plate rise through the magma and break through the crust. It does this due to it being less dense than the magma in the asthenosphere. This forms a stratovolcano. Because of the melted oceanic plate, stratovolcano magma is more viscous, as its composition will include more silica. Shield volcanoes are formed at divergent boundaries. When two plates move apart, a gap in the crust is formed. Magma from the mantle rises through these openings, allowing it to regularly erupt. Since this magma comes straight from the mantle, it doesn't contain as much silica and is therefore less viscous and runnier. As a result of the regular eruptions, shield volcanoes form with gently sloping sides. It seems our volcanologists have had a blast explaining volcanoes and plate boundaries to help us better understand the effects that Mount Saint Helens' upcoming eruption will have. This is 141 News signing off for today.
春去秋，往一岁又长高。